You better say your prayers, you flea-bitten varmint. I'm gonna blow you to smithereens.
You do that and I'll kill you.
Alrighty, gals and ghouls and metalhead fuckers out there. This is the Bullshitting with Bob show right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. And we have live via Skype and phone Bob Barnak and Dave Bizzigotti from Speed, Kill, Hate. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, what's happening, Bob?
Here we are. Speed, Kill, Hate, baby.
So, I was asking Dave prior to the show, how before we started up, how are things for you guys up north, man? You know, with Sandy coming through.
Luckily where I am, I'm in Inland, and I'm only lost power for a couple of days, but you know, we just got lucky this time. Last year we got flooded out a little bit, but you know, just for a few days, and we had a generator, so it wasn't too bad. We were just mildly Amish for a few days.
Now,
yeah,
go ahead, Dave.
We just lost power for like 7 days. That's it. But everybody else, you know, very lucky compared to what happened to a lot of people.
Right on. I know, you know, we have a mutual friend in Mike Fod, and it was funny. Right before the storm, you know, leading up to the storm, he was online bitching about, well, the storm's not hitting here yet. And I'm thinking, dude, really, you don't want it to hit there. You know, I know how bad these fuckers are. You know, me and the wife both, like I told you, Dave, we both went through Katrina. And was that a really sucky event, you know? I know what everybody went through up north, man. It really blows, you know?
Yeah, well, a lot of the boardwalks and stuff got annihilated. A lot of places I grew up, like literally just 10, 15 minutes away, just were destroyed, annihilated.
Yeah,
so, like, a lot of stuff's missing.
I saw the pictures from what was the boardwalk in Atlantic City just gone, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's horrible, man.
That's like Grand
Yeah, Jersey sure got jacked, man.
I really hope they get up in there, you know, and rebuild quick.
Yeah, Jersey strong. That's what they say, and it's true. Everybody's been pulling together and doing really well. A lot of friends of mine, my wife's was donating some stuff, and you know, do what you can when you can, and little by little, everything's getting better.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, you guys are East Coast thrash. How long has Speed, Kill, Hate been around?
Well, Speed, Kill, Hate's been a band since Dave started it for about 10 years now. But the original lineup, I don't know, that was for the first couple of years. Since about 2006, it's been me, Dave, Biz, and Tony. And as Biz likes to say, this is the original lineup.
Oh, right on. And how did the name Speed, Kill, Hate come about?
Dave?
Well, Dave came up with it. You know, he just wanted something, you know, it was fast. Describing the music, it was fast. You know, wanted it to punch you in the face. And, you know, that's where the kill came from, I believe. And then, you know, just a bunch of angry motherfuckers, you know, basically. That's where the hate came from.
Right on. And that's one thing I love. You know, I was a huge thrash head, you know, back in the early 80s up until the 90s. And, you know, whenever the band that shall not be named came along and destroyed metal for that short time, I was told I can't mention them because I can't stand them so much. By the powers that be.
I wish I could wipe the loads from my memory and stanger.
But I love how you guys sound, man. I mean, you were fucking brutal. It's fast-paced. And the biggest thing, y'all don't sound like retro thrash. You know, a lot of guys came out late 90s, early 2000s, and they were trying to capture the sound that thrash originally had. You guys are very original, and I love that about you guys.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Winsk, he definitely is quite the guitar player, and he's a great producer as well, and comes up with a lot of really tasty stuff. Just put together 20 drum tracks over some scratch guitars down in Florida earlier this month, and think everybody's going to be pretty happy with the stuff we're coming up with again now.
And I've talked to you, Bob, earlier in the year, and I was supposed to do a review on you guys. And I'm, like I told Dave earlier, I'm so backed up on stuff. It's just me basically doing the reviews and interviews and everything. It sucks sometimes. But when you guys drop the new disc, it's supposed to be a double, right?
That's the plan. We got 20 ready to go, and Dave's starting to mix them down now, and he's going to redo the guitars. So he's hoping probably early next year, April time maybe. Hopefully have the double disc ready.
Now, well, when it drops, I'm gonna do the review when it's fresh. Now, that way we can spread the disease on you guys. Put the word out and make fuckers go out there and buy that shit. And you know, you got to support the starving musician, man. You know, ramen noodles and mac and cheese get old after a while. Now, Dave, let me ask you. You play bass in the band. Let's see, you got, you know, of course, Bob's vocals. You got Dave Linsk on guitars, and Tony, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, Ochoa?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
On drums. Now, as a bass player, what were some of your early influences? What drew you into metal, and then what made you pick up a bass?
Oh, what made me pick up a bass? I used to play guitar when I was like 9.
Oh, right on.
And then a friend of mine said I should play bass, and I picked it up, and it just came natural. And early influences were like Geddy Lee, Jaco Pastorius, you know, a lot of jazz guys, and I was always playing in local bands. And then I got hooked up with Ripping Corpse and just started doing a lot of death metal. So, you know, I have too many influences to name. You know, it's just too many.
It's always a process, and you draw a little bit from here and a little bit from there to really kind of define yourself. I can feel where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like guitar players a lot. Like I like guitarists like Al Di Meola. You know, I don't know, and I read and write too. So, you know, I have too many influences. You know, and then sometimes I'll like one thing one day and not like it in a week, and then go back to it in a month. You know, it all depends on my mood.
And Bob, how about you? What were some of your influences that drew you into metal originally, and made you into the vocalist you are?
Oh, well, I'm definitely heavily influenced by like Phil from Pantera, but I grew up on Priest and Maiden and Zeppelin and Kiss and the Beatles, did a lot of metal a little bit, and you know, just grew up around a very musical environment. My parents had a lot of records. I was always spinning them and stuff. Just everything, but I loved Priest and Maiden and everything back in the day, and I wish I could sing like that, but you know, Phil came along and showed me how I should do it, and I've been doing it like that ever since, pretty much, I guess. I get that comparison a lot. I don't really try to. I guess it's just in my brain. I don't even know how it happens, but it just does.
Now, you guys are as a band, you guys are always super busy. I see something, you know, y'all playing shows a lot. Y'all are always writing, doing something. Walk us through a typical, say, a songwriting, the songwriting process for Speed, Kill, Hate.
Oh, well, Mr. Linsk is the brain trust and usually comes up with the original stuff, but when Biz was living down in Florida, they kicked some stuff around and they got together sometimes and put some stuff together. So, you know, I don't even know what I'm hearing when I'm down there, where he's getting them from. He's got like 7 million riffs on his phone and in his computer, and we could write about 100 albums. If I hit the Powerball tonight, we're gonna write 10 more albums for you real quick.
Oh, right on. Hitting that Powerball would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it pretty much starts from Dave and then trickles down, and you know, we kick stuff around and bounce stuff off each other, and you know, he's got ideas pretty much because a lot of these riffs he's had in his head for a long time, and then you know, we see what we can throw and kick around and come up with the songs that we come up with.
Now, Dave, what kind of gear do you use?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm using Warwick basses and Tech 21 preamp, the RBI. I'm also using MSD and Fishman stuff also as far as DIs. But my main rig is Ampeg Cap, Randall, Tech 21, and Warwick is the guitars I've been using.
Those Warwick basses are really nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm really in love with them. I'm using a semi-hollow body right now.
Oh, cool.
Kind of freaking Linsky out a little bit, and but the articulation is just insane. I love it.
Those things get such a great tone.
Yes.
I have a friend in Baton Rouge that plays one, and he's let me slap it around a little bit, and you get such a warm tone. It's so easy to play. It's got a fast neck on it. I mean, you can shred the neck. I mean, really.
Yeah, and that's why I love it. And what I like about mine too, like a lot of hollow bodies, they have overtone, a lot of overtones and stuff, and this one just doesn't. And I played a lot of. I don't know. I like a big bass, for a big tone, and I played a lot of them, and they all felt like I was picking up a piece of paper. These Warwicks, oh man, it feels like a guitar. It plays wonderful. I'm so excited about them.
Is it a 24 fret that you got?
Yeah.
That's the way to go these days, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Now, Bob, well, what kind of gear do you use as far as like mics and PA equipment?
I don't have any endorsements or anything, but I'm a sure man. Got an SM7 for recording. Dave turned me on to that, and I had to buy one myself. My wife got it for me, and it's actually at my buddy Jim Rowe's house in his studio, so you can use it right now when I need it. But I'm an SM56 guy, sure all the way. But if it comes down to it, you put any microphone in front of me, I'll scream to do it.
Right on. Long as it works, right?
Oh hell yeah! It'll only make me sound louder, which is a good thing.
Now, well, let the fans know out here, the listeners, what are some of the topics that you guys write about?
Just about anything, man. Usually you try to draw from stuff that's happened in your life, or something that's happening at the time, or something you read about, heard about, news. Just anything. You never know. For me, it's I usually get a hook in my head, kind of the way that I think we're going to go, and then you search for an idea, you start working it out, and you got the syllables and everything, and you think what it's going to be, and you come up with some lines, try to work from it. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and just, I never know what I'm going to be writing about next, but usually it's just about, everyday bullshit, man. It's just the grind, man. Life.
I've got to ask you this. In every band, there's always one guy that's the prankster.
That's all those motherfuckers.
A bunch of assholes always busting each other's balls pretty hard.
Well, can you tell us about some of the good ones that's been pulled?
Well, Lynch is probably the master because he gets to go all over the world with overkill. He's got a lot of extra time on his hands. A lot more than the rest of us, to think up these things. But, think of one off the top of my head. Oh my God. I'm drawing a blank, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm actually drawing a blank. My brain has gone absolutely blank. I'm always busting those balls so bad, it's terrible. Hello?
I'm sorry. I was snuffing a cigarette out.
I thought I lost my cell phone. Does that to me once in a while.
Yeah, there's always like the one main guy that's the prankster. I know some of the bands I've been in, it's usually me. I love getting the reaction. I try to in my bands. I've always tried to keep the mood real light and keep everybody in a good mood. I always found it's better for the writing process. It's better when you play in shows.
Yeah,
Dave's the same thing. Sometimes, when I was down in Florida, when I lived in Florida, he would sit there and plan them out when he was going out. Like Big E was a target. He would plan them out, man. I want to try this, but I don't know if it'll get hurt or not. Stuff like that. think he was going to try something with a rubber raft.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if he did it or not yet.
Yeah, what are you going to do? That Kalinsky guy, he's a real ball buster.
Now, I got to ask you this, too. Is there one of the band members that's always moody?
Huh?
Always moody?
Uh-huh.
Not really. Not always. I can be pretty moody. You know the way us vocalists are. We get pretty moody sometimes, you know. It's the way we are. Can't help it.
I think we all have moods, so yeah.
Yeah,
Get used to them.
my wife always says I'm grouchy, but I have to disagree with her.
That says it all.
We don't always get along pretty well.
Well, talk to us about this the CD that you guys have coming up. You said it's going to be 20 songs,
Yeah.
and what can we expect? Is this going to be the same as the last one in musical style, or is it evolving?
There's actually a pretty good mix of a lot of different stuff and some stuff that doesn't sound like anything off Alpha Blood or Acts of Insanity. Actually, Dave tried to make a point of doing that since he has such a large pool of songs that he wanted to work with. And when we narrowed it, like he wanted to do more, but at this point, 2020 seems like a pretty monumental task to get it done in any reasonable amount of time to try to get it out early 2013. So he tried to, like, you know, as we went along, there was definitely some fast ones, big thrash, sweat in the face songs, and then there was some more groovier ones, like the ones off Out for Blood, like Behind the Mask. And then he tried to add some that were a little like in between and just totally different. There's like a few that people probably wouldn't expect to hear from us, kind of Sabbath-y sounding things, but they're all sounded pretty cool to me. Everything went really well.
Oh, that's cool. You really can't go wrong with one of those doomy Sabbathy sounding songs. You know, it sets that mood, and it paints a really cool landscape that it draws you in. Is almost hypnotic, you know.
Yeah, I might even have to sing a little bit on that. I don't know, man. I was hearing some weird noises in my head while Dave was playing it.
Yeah, he was going for he wanted to add a couple dark tunes in there, you know. Look, you know, not be so fast with everything. He told me he wanted to grab a little, you know, just be a little darker, you know.
Nothing wrong with a little darker either.
Yeah, I just wanted to add some a nice landscape. It's not straight across. It's up and down, back and forth. You know, it's got good textures to it. Very nice, very nice. And Dave whipped Tony well for 8 days and got 20 songs out of him.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and on the 9th day we watched football and drank beer.
And beer's always good too.
Yeah, Dave tried to squeeze a couple more songs out of him, but he was in relaxation mode.
he was at his limit.
He's like, oh, maybe we can get 22. No, I don't think so.
Now, with the way your songs are so brutal, I imagine you guys have some pretty brutal pits at the shows.
You know, unfortunately, this we need to get some shows with this lineup and make some pits happen at this point. Really, it's been too long.
Yeah, it's been rough, man. Trying to get things going. We're trying to put something together all the time, but because of the distances and stuff, it's the industry's changed a lot.
It has.
You know, and you know, that's why we ended up putting them out on our own. Because, you know, we just don't want to get ripped off, you know.
Well, and you know, with the way things are now too, with technology, the internet, it's very easy to write with people that are you know miles away. And with the programs that are available now, I mean, hell, you can get Pro Tools at home, you know, Acid Pro, things like this. You can come out with studio quality, you know, recordings without having to
Yeah,
pay
for
all the
sure.
mega bucks. You can do it all yourself, and fuck the labels, fuck the corporations. You know.
Yeah, well, we're not doing it long distance. Like, for instance, I'm flying down in around December to do my bass lines. But I have done that, with friends in LA and stuff, and we do write, and it does work. But that's not what we're setting out to do. We're pretty much getting together, and that's what's going to happen. And we're recording at SKH Studios. So and plus it's going to be on Hammer Fist again, and we'll just promote it ourselves, and we'll use the web, and we'll go from there.
And of course, we'll be pushing you guys out. Deanna's been a huge fan of you guys for years and been pushing out for you guys, and she will continue to do that, as we all will. We love what you guys do, man. I mean, the music sounds great. It's very. What I love about it is raw, but it's not like garage raw. You know what I'm saying? It's not overproduced. It's hitting that right mark.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Dave is a great producer, and he knows the sound that he's looking for pretty much with every song before he starts. And he'll spend as many hours, months, years as it takes to get it done. And Out for Blood had trials and tribulations, a lot. A lot of problems. A lot of problems for the long time to get done. They put a million bajillion hours of put into that CD. And the final product was worth every second of it.
Sometimes when you go in the studio and you have a rough time recording, at least in my experience, it makes for good memories too. It's something you may be pissed off at that time, but later on down the line you can look back and say, "Oh man, remember this," and have a good laugh about it.
Well, you also look back and say that ain't happening again. You know what I mean? It was rough. We almost lost the record. It was,
Oh wow!
But Dave pulled it through. He made it happen. I remember it vividly. It was rough.
But you learn from that, and you take it till the next one, and like you said, it's not going to happen again. So you know how to adjust and you move forward as a band. It'll make you tighter, tighter friendship, tighter knit team, and the next one will come out better.
Yeah, and it makes you smarter too.
Exactly, it makes you a lot wiser.
Be careful of some plugins. Let me tell you that. Some things just create havoc on some PCs, and we do use PCs. We don't use Mac. So
right on.
Back everything up. Back it up.
Yep.
You need to back up.
Yeah, it sucks when you're recording and something happens and you lose half the song or half the punch-ins, and you're like, fuck, you gotta go back and do it again, and it makes you want to, pretty much go Jimi Hendrix on, whatever you're working on. Just take the guitar and start smashing shit.
Believe me, man. Many a time, calming Dave down, he was about to throw that computer out the window. Literally picking it up, man. But like I said, you learn from mistakes that you make, and that won't happen again. So.
Right on. Now,
I'm excited about this record. I can't wait to get down there and just lay some brutal bass tracks and get on the road. I have a good feeling about next year. I think next year is going to be a good year for us.
Well, when are you guys expecting the CD to drop? Do you have any kind of an ETA on it?
Yeah, Dave told me he's talking by April, so hopefully sometime by then, the latest.
Right on. Well, like I said, whenever it drops, man, let me know. And
it'll be all over the darn place. I'll be sending it to you and Dee and everybody, and it'll be all over Facebook. And we're gonna make sure we publicize the damn hell out of it this time, and hopefully some people will buy it. We still need to sell some Out for Blood so we can make the 2 CD for you guys. So if anybody out there is listening and hasn't bought it yet, speakyelite.com.
Now, I've got Deanna in the chat room, and
Get a shirt with my face on the back. It's a great stocking stuffer, and it scares the little children.
but yeah, I definitely want to do a review, and after it drops, I would love to bring you guys back in, and we'll talk about it, and like I said, we'll spread the disease out, man.
Yeah, cool. We'll see if Tony or Dave are available next time too.
So, and which part of Florida are you guys in? What were y'all recording at?
Stewart.
Dave lives in Stewart, Florida. That's where Cage Studios is.
It's like 45 minutes north of West Palm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the East Coast over there, by some inlets and a river and a bay. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Florida is a beautiful place, man. It really is.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
The only thing is, you gotta kind of watch out for all the retirees down there because they will run you over.
Yeah, well,
they're not that bad.
My chauffeur down there is Dave Lindsay, and
Not as bad as Jersey.
that shit. He just kind of tries to drive him off the road all the time. It's funny as hell.
I've got a stepsister that lives over in Cocoa Beach. It's really near the.
Whiteheads, yeah, there's a lot of whiteheads over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 2 hours north of the studio.
Dude, I went there to visit her about 10 years ago now, and we went shopping. I think it was at Kmart, and I mean, getting there was one thing because you have all the elderly people, all the retirees out there, and they'll about run you over. And then you get inside, and they'll run you over with their baskets. Seriously, man. I mean, it's like they have that elderly rage or something. I'm fucking old. You better get out of my way. It's like fucking makes you want to run to the hills.
Every time I'm down in Florida, I got a pretty slow roll, but they're all telling me how I'm moving around too fast. I do everything too fast. They don't like the way us Jersey people and New York people move around too much.
Now, how is the scene where you guys are? Is the scene still pretty strong?
No, we're kind of spread out. I mean, I think where Tony is, the scene's really cool. Yeah, there's not. I mean, the scene's better here than it is in Florida. A lot of places closed down in Florida. A lot of places closed down here in Jersey too. I don't know. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, well, it's not as easy as it used to be either. They charge way too much money for insurance for us metalheads to make asses of ourselves.
Now, I wanted to ask you guys too. You mentioned how the scene used to be versus now. Do you see metal starting to make a comeback? Do you see it, building? Maybe not to the extent that it was, say, in the late '80s, but it's definitely getting stronger than it was in the late '90s and early 2000s. Well, what do you guys think about that?
Well,
I think the following is there. It's always been there. It's never left. It's just the places to play. And I notice as the economy, it just destroys club owners. Just fewer places to play. Fewer smaller clubs to play.
Yeah.
They just closed down. I remember seeing Ingve at this place in Florida. And 2 days later, that place was closed down. It was an awesome venue, too. It wasn't too small. It wasn't too big. It was perfect. The next day, like 2 days, it was closed down. It was, that's what's going on. The economy's killing people. It really is. It's killing music. And I think it's killing music in America. A lot of bands right now, they want to go overseas because that's where they're making money. That's where they're playing the good shows.
Well, I know, I was stationed over in Germany for 4.5 years. I was there from '97 until 2001. And metal still is very, very popular there. There's a lot of venues. It's still metal friendly. The fans out there, man, they're just rabid for it,
Yeah,
Europe's a different animal. I mean, we're just being strangled here a little bit, I think. And maybe it'll pick up. Maybe it'll change. But, you know, right now it's, I mean, I don't know. There's still clubs like here. The Brighton Bar is still moving, you know, and then there's this place near Bob. What's that place, Bob?
Starland is closed, though.
It closed?
Because of the storm.
What was the small club, man? The smaller club?
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, the club that's over here by me, Starland, where everybody plays, unfortunately got hit hard by Sandy and it's closed till spring.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that, dude.
Yeah, it's closed till spring. They canceled all the shows. They're trying to move some around, but a bunch of them got canceled.
Damn.
Oh, wow. And isn't there like this other club there? Just like smaller club?
All the electrical shit got fried up.
Yeah, I've seen that Dingbats is still running.
Dingbats is definitely the place right now in Jersey, and they run stuff like all week. It's a little far from here, from where I'm at and everything, but at the same time, they are the scene that's pretty much the scene right now. Because they're the ones doing a lot of the underground, a lot of local bands, Liquid Metal, Liquid Metal, and Jose guy, he's over there all the time on like Thursday nights. And a bunch of people I know, my friends' bands all play over there all the time. They're always over there, so yeah. That's definitely what the scene is right now.
Well, you know, with the way the economy is, and with, you know, small business owners, you know, venue owners, you know, having to close down just because they can't compete. Metalheads under these conditions usually, you know, knuckle down, and the bands will become a lot better, tighter. They're going to be more pissed off, more ragey kind of music. So when the economy finally does pick up and venues are able to open, we're going to have a good abundance of good metal bands, I think.
I mean, it's a ton.
Yeah, it'd be nice, man. It's just that not as many bars really. If you're not attracting the crowd, that's all they care about. They could care less what their own kind of music is to bring people, and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
We need some more business owners that are metalheads that want metal in their club one way or the other, and they'll make it work. That's the thing. People aren't making it work, and then the ones that kind of want to do it don't publicize it enough, and then they're pissed off at turnouts, and then people won't get paid, and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, we kind of ran across that. We had a festival we ran last June, and the Brutiful Metal Fest, and we had worked out all the details with the original venue owner we were going to use, and 2 weeks prior to the show, the fucker backs out. So all the promotion and everything that we had put into it, you know, just went down the fucking drain. We got lucky and found another venue, you know, just a few days later, and we pushed it. And the first night we had, you know, decent turnout. We had like 60 people come out. It was a 3-day event. We had 17 bands. We had a few from your area that showed up, you know, from the Northeast, that is. And first night we had like 60, 65 people. The second night we had, you know, in and out maybe 30, 35. And the last night we had maybe 15 or 20 throughout the day. And, you know, on top of that, like I was telling y'all, Fort Rucker is a mile from the house. And in fact, the venue that we use is in between here and the gates of Fort Rucker. And unfortunately, you know, I had a lot of guys that I'd given flyers out to and had talked to, you know, for a couple months. But then the post got locked down. So, yeah, so that put a big damper on things too. And a lot of the bands, you know, we were going to surprise them. Because, you know, we didn't bullshit nobody. You know, we're not about that. As a band, we've been bullshitted before about going and playing states away for a festival and promised money. And if they would have been honest with us, we'd have played it for free anyway. Well, we had told all the bands that were coming down that, you know, we were doing this for free, and if they wanted part of it, you know, this is the deal. Well, we were going to surprise them. If we made any money off of it, we were going to at least, you know, hook them up with something. And, you know, after paying security and the door people and everything, we broke exactly even. I think we made $5 off the gig or something like that, maybe 10. You know, but you know, it really sucks when You know, when a venue owner backs out like that, it totally fucks you. And on top of that too, we had a lot of people, a lot of bands from the area that were, you know, everybody always says support your local scene, and I agree. But when the local scene don't support you, I'll say fuck them, you know, because that's kind of what we got there. They were getting pissed off. There were no name acts, no big name, you know, acts coming in, and we were keeping it underground. We wanted to promote indie metal. So these local bands were totally against us, talking shit, and that's the reason why the venue owner ended up backing out, because none of his locals were on the gig, and we offered it to them. We offered the locals the first chance on the show. So, you know, between both of them things, you know, we had a really tough time, but we ended up, we considered it a success because the bands came out. We had 17 bands here. They were able to network. They're doing a gig sharing, you know, sharing contacts, and we broke dead even. I mean, we weren't in the hole, but we weren't above the red line too much either. So,
everything's better than costing money to play shows.
now that's one venue down there. I really hope closes down. 'Cause fuck him. He's a dick. He's all about the money. That's all he's about, you know, and it's sad.
Promoter, you know? Like, well, you know, he's an owner. But what was good, what you just said, is that, you know, you promoted this show, you know, and you just broke even, and, you know, part of the problem too, I think, is the promoters also. You know, they're not going to just break even. You know what I mean? They're not going to pay anybody, and they'll just take that money and they'll say, we didn't do nothing. You know, you guys are rare to just do it for the love of it. You know,
that's what it's all about, man. You know,
yeah, but a lot of promoters, it's not.
Yeah, a lot of them are rip-off artists. They really are.
Well, you know, they're out to make money. That's the name of the game. You know, and you got to bring in them people, and
Here's the best.
you know, but you're a rare breed. You know.
Here's the best payback of it all. The bands from last year are already starting to hit us up, wanting to come back again.
Cool.
Because we treated them right, you know.
Yeah, we didn't bullshit anybody. We were straight up with them, you know.
Yeah, but that's rare, man. You got to understand, like, you know, you're doing it for the love of it. A lot of people aren't. You know, they're doing it because, you know, they're in it for the business. You know,
Right.
And you gotta look at it too. You look at it, you know, if that's all you did for a living, you know, you can't totally be pissed at them for doing it for the money. But at the same rate, you know, a lot of them do it and just totally destroy the scene. You know,
We're fighting it tooth and nail.
It's like a give and take. You know,
it is. It really is. You know, and a lot of these promoters and venue owners, man, all they want to do is go out there and rape the bands.
Yeah, basically.
I had to cut a deal with that owner that he wouldn't touch any merchandise money.
Sell tickets, man. That's crazy. What are you going to do, man?
Yeah, no, a lot of places are pay to play now, and that sucks too.
Yeah, my place over here, Starland, we opened for Overkill, and they couldn't even do anything with a local band I had here in Jersey, and we had to sell tickets. I had to sell, you know, it wasn't hard to sell tickets for Overkill, but at the same time, I had to run around and sell tickets to people to be able to play the show and get a good slot. If you don't sell them tickets, you go on first. You know?
Yeah, that was strange because when we were booking last year, a lot of bands asked us how much we wanted them to pay us to get on, and I was like, nothing.
Well, yeah, we don't want to fucking die, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
see, that's weird. I never did the pay-to-play thing. I did it, I think, twice in my life.
Well, it works for some.
Well, and Buffy was making a good point a minute ago. This venue owner that we were discussing, we had to make a deal with him not to touch any of the band's merchandise, because that was going to be their bread and butter. You know, the merch they bring out, whatever they sold, that's going to be their gas money, their hotel money, food, you know, whatever. And we had to cut a fucking deal with this jackass not to get any percentage off the merchandise. Leave the guy's merch alone.
So he wanted
see,
more.
A lot of bands get that in writing, you know, on the riser. You know, you get a riser written out. You know, management makes up risers for a tour. You know, each club signs the riser. You know, and some of the clubs want a piece of the merch, or it depends on the band. You know,
the actual venues are doing contracts right now where they want half of the merchandise sales running. Just
They
to
can't do that.
no, I'm not kidding you. It's crazy, and I will go
Yeah.
in there on a slugfest and tell them you're not touching any of it.
Yeah, that's
That's
insane.
the new thing. Dave was telling me that because CD sales are down and everybody's doing everything on the internet, even with a lot of the bands that are signed, that now instead of offering them like, they only want so much, this much for the CD, now they don't want nothing for the CD, and they want a part of everything else. The stuff that they didn't take hardly anything from, now they want a part of everything else. So your ticket sale, all your merch, because there's no money on CDs. So it's crazy, man.
It kills me.
It's definitely changing, man. The world is changing.
It really kills me that these fuckers, man, that they're trying to rape the bands for one, trying to make you pay to play, and the economy way it is, you know, it's going to be hard to sell tickets for one, and then you want to get in there and take the guys' bread and butter, their merch.
While they're making hand over fist on alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you know, these guys, I mean, they paid for their merch themselves, the shirts, the buttons, stickers, patches, whatever they got, you know, their CDs. I mean, why the fuck does an owner want to get in, you know, touch that? That's bullshit. I mean, that pisses me off to no end. It really does.
They want to make money. That's all they care about. They don't care how they get it. They feel like they're doing you this humongous favor, letting you play in their place. Believe me, I talked to the owner of Starland at one point, and that's what he told me. I'm like, you ain't got to explain it to me, dude. I understand I got to sell tickets, but I don't sell enough tickets. I don't get the, you know, whatever. And that was before AEG bought it out. Now it's corporate. Now they really don't care.
Wow.
Now they're like, how many tickets do you sell? They actually email you and ask you how ticket sales are going. Like, as it's going on, I get emails all the time when I play there. How many tickets have you sold so far? And I got to just ignore it. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to get into this nonsense. I'll show up to the show with the money and freaking pay you, and that'll be it. You know, if you don't like it. They actually, one time, we played for Obituary. We opened for Obituary on a Sunday. Couldn't get anybody to go. Sold like 17 tickets, had to go on first. The guy sent me an email. I can't even believe you showed up, he said. I signed a contract that I'd play, and then we tried to sell the tickets. And he's like, oh, I can't even believe you even bothered to show up, only selling 17 tickets. Like, what?
Wow.
Crazy, dude. It's absolutely nuts, bro.
Well, how about let's take a break, man? I didn't realize what time it was. We're 46 minutes in. Let's
Bullshit with Bob, man. Bullshit with Bob.
it goes fast on it.
Yep.
You know,
Start rambling about this shit.
it's a trip, you know. I was talking with the guys from Reverence last night. I had them on here, and I was talking to Brian, the guitar player, and it's funny. You know, he was like, well, you know, maybe I'll go for an hour, and we'll see how it goes. And we ended up talking for about 45 minutes on the first time, and he's like, oh, wow, man, this goes fast. We ended up talking for, I think, about an hour 45 minutes.
Wow.
So, but I'm going to throw up some tunes, man. I've got, let me pull the player here up. Let's see. Oh damn! I lost all the music. That's right. I had to restart. Just let me. Well, we'll bullshit for a minute while I'll pull the tunes up.
You know, to me, eventually that's going to end up hurting the owners. They keep on doing that because then the bands don't want to play.
Right.
And then if they try to do that with a national act, they won't bring anybody in there. They'll end up just bringing in cover bands, you know. And
man, that's. Well, I have a friend. Maybe I think y'all know him. Shannon from Avenger of Blood.
No, I don't know.
They're a thrash band from Vegas, and really cool guy. Really good band, and they were playing a show down in L.A. at the Whiskey. And what really sucked was, you know, we went down there. I went to go and check out. I always wanted to go to the Whiskey A Go Go. It's been on my bucket list for years. And get down there, and they're doing the same thing. It's all pay to play. They give you 50 tickets. You got to sell them. So basically, you're paying to get on that stage. I mean, you're not gonna. The LA scene now isn't like what it was back in the day. I mean,
nothing like it used to be.
Oh no, dude! It was a Friday night. It was a Friday night when we went down there, and I mean to tell you, the streets were barren.
On a Friday night?
On a Friday night. On Sunset Strip, it was barren.
I'd never seen that before. I lived there. I lived in that area for a while, like right before I came back here, and I'd never seen it barren.
I'll tell you what, Friday night it was. We went down there, and I just could not believe it. You know, could not get over that. It was.
Wow.
It tripped me out.
You sure it wasn't a Tuesday night?
Oh no, it was definitely a Friday night.
Wow. Yeah, I've never seen that.
I mean, it was no problem getting into the whiskey. In fact, I missed the turn. You know how you got to make that right and go up the little hill and turn into the parking lot behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I passed it up, so we went past the rainbow, made the loop, and came back around to get in. And it just sucked. You know, I mean, it was no problem. There was hardly any cars on the road. I mean, there were a few, but it's not like the stories you hear from back in the day when, you know, you had the Motley Crues and all these guys out there where, I mean, you couldn't even drive down there because there were so many people on the road.
Yeah, because I used to go to the Rainbow quite a bit, you know, and I don't know, it was always packed. Always had a good time, you know, just hanging out.
This was, when was that? 2007, I believe it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That must have been just I don't know, that's weird. Because last time I was there was, let me see, I got back here July? No. In April. And so the last time I was there was in April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, you know, it was fun.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I mean, there was quite a few bands that were playing that night. In fact, they were opening up for Mastery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, I mean, you know, the whiskey, you always think it's big because you watch, like, Hendrix and, you know, a lot of the bands, Doors, the old videos. The place looks fucking huge. But it's not really. You know, you can get right up close to the stage. The bands have to go in and out, you know, the little stage entrance, which is right next door to the front door. So you get a chance, you can go hang with them, talk to them and everything. And I was just
I never went to the whiskey. Never did.
Well, growing up, man, I was a big fan of Hendrix and the Doors and a lot of the 60s music.
Yeah, me too.
And I always wanted to go to the whiskey. Just as, you know, to say I've been there, to go witness it, get a T-shirt, and I did that, and I was really surprised, man. Now, I will say that Hollywood Boulevard was packed.
Yeah.
You know, but Sunset Strip, you know, there really wasn't that much traffic on there. I don't know if something big was going on. Maybe something was happening that night. I don't know. So it could have been just a fluke.
Yeah, it's weird.
Now, I've got some songs by Speed, Kill, Hate. I've got No Remorse, Breeding Hate, Written in Blood, and Behind the Mask.
Awesome.
So, all you metal motherfuckers out there listening in, get ready to have your eargasm, because it's coming at you right now. This is Bullshit with Bob show, right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. We got Dave and Bob here from Speed, Kill, Hate, and we'll be back in just a few. Hey, it worked this time. Yay.
Awesome.
Okay, fuckers, after that nice little glitch, we're back. Bullshit with Bob show right here on Brutiful Metal Radio and this wonderful fucking computer. And we have Bob and Dave from Speed, Kill, Hate, whom you just heard 4 songs. We listened to No Remorse, Breeding Hate, Written in Blood, and Behind the Mask. Welcome back, guys, and thanks for bearing with me through the fucking, I don't know what you want to call it, technology moving backwards.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Now, Dave, during the break we were talking about the good old Southern food.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a chance to have any Cajun food?
Yes.
And
not from Louisiana, but still, it was close enough.
Now,
I just love Southern food, man.
We're bouncing some ideas around on where we're going to have the festival this next time. We're not sure if we're going to have it here. one of the places was Louisiana, and we're also talking about maybe North Carolina, which will be kind of close to you guys.
Yeah,
If we
closer. It's about
if we do
10
North
hours away.
if we do North Carolina, I'm gonna give you guys an invitation to come down because I'm gonna make a big ass jambalaya. It'll be made by a Cajun, and it will 100% authentic. You can ask old Vixen back there. She loves the food I cook.
Sweet. Yeah, see if we can make
Sounds
it.
good to me, brother. I love that shit.
Yeah, I love Southern food, man.
User error is what it is, huh?
Yeah, I have a buddy I play with a lot of bands in Jersey here who's a computer guy, and he always says that. Oh, yeah, it's this, it's that. User error.
Yeah, operator error is what we always call it.
That's what I do at work. Most of the time it is user error at work. You know?
Yeah. You don't know it's you, but it's you.
Oh, so
I love it when I drive like an hour to go there and say, well, you didn't do this, and push a button for them or bring something up on their PC, and they're like, oh, thank you, pay me.
yeah, the on button's really wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah. I could turn it on.
I've driven 4 hours to Delaware to lose and to push a button, and in 4 hours back. 8-hour day to push a button.
When I was in the Army, I was a radio and telecommunications security repairer is what the title of my job was. I went to what they call AIT. I don't know if you're familiar with the Army at all.
Yeah.
AIT is where, for those out there in listener land that don't know, it's where you go to school to learn your job, which is called an MOS, your Military Occupational Specialty. And mine was 27 weeks at Fort Gordon, Georgia. And I was basically a radio repairman. And these guys would tear up the radios, and I would fix it. Basically, I was an electronics repairman. And,
yeah, I'm a telecom guy too.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. And I went to Institute Audio Research in Manhattan. I was doing a lot of recording studios and stuff, installing them and stuff. And then I didn't like the recording thing. I ended up being a sound engineer, local clubs around here in Asbury Park and stuff.
Oh, that is cool.
And then I fell into contracting, and I ended up, I'm certified on like 17 communication systems, Roland Borg, Duquesne, all that stuff,
Wow. But the funny thing was, these guys, I worked on secure radio systems, secure telephones, and the unit I was with, we were considered an MST, a little maintenance support team. We were a 30-man unit. And we supported a battalion of rocket launchers, multiple launch rocket systems. So we were always in the field. They were always tearing shit up. Yeah. And, these guys, they would hit me up, hey, man, my radio's not working. What's wrong with it? And I would turn it from off to the secure channel. And guess what? Magically, they were able to talk to their command unit. And these fuckers would wake me up at like, 3 and 4 in the morning. Hey, my radio's down. We got to be able to communicate. And there's a battery that's inside these called a hub battery. It's like a backwards camera battery.
Gotcha.
And a lot of times, these guys, they wouldn't put their radio on standby. So it would be sucking the battery up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, go dead.
And they could change this at a unit level. They didn't have to bring it to me. They could just take a screwdriver and change the damn battery out themselves. I'd go change the battery. I'd reload the security keys in it, and they were up and running. And, it was simple shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man, people are dumb.
Right? But, you gotta love it, though, man, because, some of the rocks you meet, they're sitting there scratching their head and, basically like a dumb monkey, and, well, I could have done that. Well, no shit, dumbass, why didn't you?
Yeah. The hard part for me is I can't make them look stupid. I gotta talk, I gotta talk to them in layman terms without making them look stupid,
Right.
Because then they get offended. Yeah, weird.
Hey, you ask them to check a cable. Is it plugged in? Do you have power?
Yeah, well,
Turn it on.
first thing you gotta say, keep it simple, stupid. Is it plugged in? Did you turn it on?
Right? The on buttons is magical.
It is, it's magic.
Now, Speed Kill Hate's been around, you said, for about, you said 10 years?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the bands that you've shared stage with?
Well, not this lineup, but the other lineup did a tour with Vader, Cataclysm, Destruction, Graveworm, I'm pretty sure, and I think maybe another band, but that was unfortunately, the only extensive touring that this band has got to do so far.
Now, I bet the shows with Destruction was pretty kick-ass, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dave, and then, how I got the gig was with my buddy Jim Rowe here in Jersey, and he ended up doing the tour because Tony hurt his back, and he said it was there. Those guys are all great.
Man, I'll tell you, I used to love, well, I'm not used to, I still love Destruction, but, man, back in the day, like Crack Brain and those albums were just fucking killer.
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
their early stuff is
I
great.
love Destruction. Always did. Yeah, I came up with the same band as Bob did, too. Like Maiden and stuff, but I just went, I was all over the place,
Oh, yeah.
Even it wasn't always all metal for me. I mean, I like playing metal. I love playing metal. I just like using what I've learned in it. It freaks people out a little bit. But,
Well, the same with me. I was a child of the late 70s, early 80s, and it's wild. I was 9 years old, and my best friend's older sister was babysitting us, and they had won tickets to go see Kiss. Well, they were stuck babysitting us, her and her boyfriend, and they had to buy us tickets, and we actually got to go see Kiss at 9 years old. This was back in '78, And before then, the only music I knew existed was country. That's all my parents would play, my grandparents. And it opened a whole new world. That was my entry into metal, was Kiss live, Makeup. Gene Simmons scared the fucking shit out of me when I was 9 years old. I thought he was going to jump off the stage and eat me or something, start munching on my head.
Yeah, mine was Sabbath.
Concert too. 10 years old, Legacy tour in the garden in New York City.
But, yeah, and like you said, Dave, next was Sabbath. I got introduced to them, and, of course,
Sabbath, yeah.
Sabbath, Ozzy, Maiden, Dio, and then I used to hang out at a record store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that was called New Generation, and I had the guy there that ran the records. Cause, they sold stereo equipment, car audio, all kind of stuff. And the guy that actually ran the record section, me and him became pretty good friends. I would go in, and he had an import section, and they actually had Metallica Kill 'Em All as an import. And I bought that.
I remember them days, man. I remember a lot of imports. I had a lot of Maiden imports, too.
Yeah.
I had quite a few picture discs. I had a lot of Merciful Fate picture discs and Sabbath picture discs. I miss picture discs, man.
I know. Everybody's gotten away from the LPs, and yeah, the sound quality is a lot better on the CD, but it's something having that album in your hand and looking at the album art.
Yeah, and you know what I miss about LPs, too, and since the web and stuff, like before the web, I missed the mystery about things. Like, you used to look at a band and you couldn't wait to go see them because you didn't really know nothing about them. You just heard the music they were playing, and you loved to go see them. Where nowadays you could just find out anything,
Yeah, just go to YouTube and you can find them,
Yeah, and it kind of takes away the mystery to me, I think I was born 10, 15 years too late. I wish I was I wish I was playing in the 70s. I think things would be different.
But, much like yourself, even though I listened to a lot of Sabbath and things like that, I also enjoyed the late 70s, early 80s, like the Blondie, Thompson Twins, and that style of music, that modern English, and a lot of the music from the early 80s. I really enjoyed that, too. It was a good time for music, all around.
Yeah, we were big, when I was real young, I started out in a punk band called The Living Abortions, play guitar, play with we were big into the Dead Kennedys, Murphy's Law, bands like that, you know. I don't know. It was almost innocent, you know, in a way.
Right.
You know, and we had a lot of fun, a lot of weed, you know.
Mm-hmm. Lot of weed.
Yeah, just smoke out, you know.
Back in
I miss those days.
I skated for quite a bit, and I got into the punk side of things as well as still listening to metal. That's about the time thrash was starting to hit.
Yep.
And I was into a lot of Black Flag back then. Black Flag, Sam Hain,
I
Misfits.
love Black Flag.
I love
Yep.
Black Flag. Henry is the man.
Yep.
In fact, I still love listening to his spoken word stuff. The guy is very, very intelligent.
Yes. Well, he's a great guy, man. I don't know. I just love the old punk stuff. I really do.
But
the
yeah,
one thing I don't know, I was never a Misfits fan though. I was never a Misfits or a Ramones guy. I was more like a Dead Kennedys, Sex Pistols. You know, the real punk, man. You know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You know, myself, I got into the Misfits. I did like the Ramones because it was more of your. To me, it was like fun punk.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, because Misfits. I mean, I need your skull. I want your skull. I mean, I thought that shit was funny. You know.
Yeah, it was bubblegum for me, man.
it was. I mean,
for me, you know. But I don't know. I started playing real early. You know, I was a suck ass guitar player. I didn't play that great, but I held my own in a punk band. You know, so.
But yeah, I used to love me some Black Flag, man. Black Coffee, Slip It In. I mean,
yeah,
that was the shit. You know. I used to skateboard quite a bit. Bro, I used to skate on Powell Peralta boards.
And Greg Ginn had the worst guitar sound ever, but I love it.
It sounded like he was playing in a garbage can.
I'm telling you.
I loved it. You know, it was so dirty and raw and nasty.
Even now, I listen to it and I'm like, man, that's fucking guitar sound. It's horrible, but man, the song is great.
Now, Bob, did you ever get any punk at all early on?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I was watching the next game.
I said, did you ever get any of the punk bands?
Not that much. I listened to a little bit of Misfits and Ramones and stuff, you know, not much though.
Now,
you know, I know who Black Flag and everything was. I didn't listen like if they were there, you know, I didn't like not want to listen to them. I just really didn't know a lot of their stuff. I guess it just didn't appeal to me as much. I don't know. I didn't dislike it. It just didn't make me go out and buy it, that's for sure.
Well, you know, maybe I was hanging out with some guys, and like I said, we were skateboarders, man. We were treading where you wasn't supposed to, you know, skate or die. And I also like the Milkmen, the Kennedys, you know.
Yeah, the Milkmen.
Oh, Bitch and Camaro, I still play it on the radio.
Man, I can't even remember all the freaking bands, man. I can't believe it. I can't remember some of these band names.
It's been a few years back, brother.
I know, some of them were brutal, man.
I know. Oh, man, there was some... It was like the Milkmen, the Kennedys were some of the more... Even DRI.
Yep, DRI, The Exploited.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck, man. The Anti-Nowhere League.
DRI was actually one of the ones that, you know, besides Metallica when I bought Kill 'Em All, DRI kind of brought me into the thrash movement. Because I loved how they mixed...
man. Even COC before they...
Yeah, early COC. You know, I still have Animosity.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
I lost everything.
And the newest COC album, I don't know if you guys heard it, is self-titled. I recently got it and did a review on it. Dude, it is... I think it's their best sounding shit, in my opinion, since Blind.
Really?
I listened to it. I guess I haven't listened to it enough to really give it a thing, but it didn't make me want to listen to it again, really.
But I don't know. I was...
DOA, man. Remember DOA?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Dead on Arrival.
Agnostic Front, Casualties. Oh, yeah, Germs. Oh, I'm starting to remember.
Oh, yeah, you're bringing them out now.
Yeah.
You know, when I was at AIT, I had a friend of mine that was real into punk. He was actually he was into ska, and I don't really care for ska too much. But you know, well, it was
Yeah, I
a
like ska.
well, it was a weekend show, and there was a club out in Augusta called the Capri, and we went and watched a band called the Independents.
Oh, okay.
And this is pretty cool. It's kind of like full circle. The venue that we were going to go and use for the Brutiful Fest, my band actually, Gutter Sludge, actually went in there and played a few shows, you know. And one night, there was a bunch of punk bands that their venue backed out, so he brought them in, and we were supposed to have a show that night there too. So we played with these punk bands, and one of them happened to be the Independents.
Okay.
And the funny story was, when I saw him at the Capri, this was back in early '97. I went to the bathroom to take a piss, and the guitar player for the Independents, they were taking a piss too, and I was telling him, man, you guys sounded pretty fucking good, you know. And when they played here, you know, we're talking, this was fucking like 14 years later, you know, 16 years later, some shit like that. I was talking to the guitar player, same guy, and I said, dude, you may not remember me, but I talked to you at the when we were at the Pisser at the Capri back in '97. He goes, oh yeah, you were that weird motherfucker.
That's funny. Oh, Minor Threat.
Oh yes, Minor Threat was badass.
Oh man, yeah. Rancid was
Rancid.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking Killing Joke.
Subhuman. Circle Jerks.
Oh hell
Don't
yes.
forget the Circle Jerks. Yeah, they were my fave.
And so many good bands from back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, man.
Vixen says the only ska band she got into was No Doubt. I
Yeah.
wouldn't really consider them a ska band. They're pop.
No, they were a ska band. They started out as a ska band.
Oh really?
Yeah, they started out as ska band.
Listen to the most.
They had a male singer, and Gwen was just like the second singer, and he passed away, and then they almost broke up, and then they just went with Gwen, and then they came out with that record that hit, you know.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, they started out as a ska band out of L.A., man.
Hmm.
Well, actually, Orange County, you know.
That's close enough. That's OC.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's a big difference, man. I was living in Orange County. I didn't want to live in L.A. You know, I'd rather drive to L.A. It's only 20 minutes from there, you know.
Right. OC's a lot better area.
Yeah, it's beautiful. GBH, man. If you can't forget GBH. I'm going through it.
Now, when you guys drop the new CD, are y'all planning on touring, or y'all setting anything up like that?
Well, that's the plan, I believe. You know, it all depends on what happens. I mean, I like I said, I think next year is going to be a good year for us. We can get out. You know, I mean, I know we tried to get out on a couple things, but it just didn't work out time-wise because of Dave's responsibilities to overkill, or most of the time it just didn't work out. Planets didn't line right, and we just couldn't get out. But I think next year, you know, next year is going to be good, man.
Yeah, we don't need to get rich, but we can't play for free.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's the problem. Nobody wants to guarantee nothing anymore these days, so it makes it kind of hard, especially since even if we play in Jersey, you got to fly somebody in from Chicago or from Florida to where we play, and vice versa, or somewhere else. It just makes it kind of rough.
Now, you know, talk about dingbats earlier. I don't know if, you know, I'm sure you guys are familiar with Generation Kill.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dukes and Machete.
Oh, yes. In fact, I interviewed Rob Machete, hell, it's been about 4 months ago now. Really cool guy. I love what the band's doing. I love their music. In fact, one of these days when I can afford it and I can get me a back tattoo, I'm going to get a full back piece of their album cover for Red, White, and or Red, White, and Blood. So I love that album cover.
Yeah, very cool.
You guys, are y'all tossing around any ideas on art for your album, for the upcoming album?
We had some ideas, but I think we might have to rethink them. So I'm not really sure at this time what we're going to do or call it or anything, really.
Yeah, the one idea we had, I loved it, but we just had to change it.
Well, things always evolve.
Somebody else did something that was a little too similar.
Yeah, the Vixen's in there saying, "Get a killer album cover, guys. She'll make it a tattoo."
We'll try. We'll see what we can do. We're pretty simple men, but maybe we can get something cool for you.
They're going to do it just for you, D. Just because you asked them. Well, let's see. We're at 8:30 already. How about me throw up some more tunes, man, and we'll come back and do some more bullshitting. If the computer wants to act right this time.
Computer?
I'm sorry?
Computer? I'm talking to your computer.
Well, I'm going to throw up a few more tunes by you guys, man, and let people get a little more of a taste of Speed, Kill, Hate. Let's see here. Any of them that in particular off the album that you guys want people to listen to? I've got the whole album. Deceiver, Slain, Mark of Judas, Brotherhood of Arms.
Mark of Judas.
Slain and the Cleansing sounds good to me right about now.
Say again?
Slain and the Cleansing.
Okay.
I like Mark of Judas.
Mark of Judas. So we'll go with Slain. And what was the other one, Bob?
The Cleansing.
And the Cleansing. And let's see, I'm going to throw another one up. I love Brotherhood of Arms.
Sounds good.
I love that song, man. So I'm going to throw those up, and metalheads out there, this is the Bullshitting with Bob show, right here on Brutiful Metal Radio, where bands and fans meet. We've got Bob and Dave from Speed, Kill, Hate, and we will be back in just a few after we give y'all another eargasm. Be back in a few, fuckers. Okay, and we're back live. It actually worked this time.
Oh, shit.
All right, metalheads, welcome back. This is Bullshit with Bob, right here on Brutiful Metal Radio with Dave and Bob from Speed, Kill, Hate. And we were having a pretty interesting conversation during the break about, being back in high school and how fuckers were back then. I actually graduated back in '88. There you go. I'm telling my age now. But
Yeah, I graduated in '88 too.
oh, right on. I was supposed to graduate in '87. I took the extra year plan though.
Oh, there you go. You like high school so much you stayed for 5.
Well, I had an English teacher for 7th hour that had a really nice ass, and yeah, I had her 2 years in a row, so that was kind of sweet.
There you go.
I finally passed it too, by the way. But yeah, we were talking about the way that we were treated back then, and I'm not sure how high school is now, but back then, you had your different groups. You had your nerds, you had your jocks, your preps, the popular kids, and the metalheads, and the rappers. And each group kind of little cliques stuck to themselves, and we used to get a lot of shit from the meatheads, which were the jocks, and of course the preps too. We used to beat their ass quite often. But these same people, we were talking about getting on Facebook. All of a sudden, they want to come over here and start being your friend, even though they weren't your friend, and they kind of treated you with disdain back in the day. And all of a sudden, they want to hit you up, and all your old high school classmates want to be your friend all of a sudden. And here's my message to all you out there that were treating me like a pariah back then and want to be my friend now. Fuck you. Eat a fucking donkey dick and die, bitches. How about that? You weren't my friend back then. You ain't my friend now. Fuck you.
Yeah, suck a cock.
Tell us how you really feel. I feel like you're holding back.
Oh, I don't hold back, buddy. I'll say exactly what the fuck's on my mind.
I think you're having a hard time letting your feelings out there, sir. I think you need to friggin', think about it and really let it out this time.
Nice.
Yeah, they're probably at home crying right now. He said fuck you to me.
He cursed me, that son of a bitch. I knew there was a reason I hated that motherfucker in high school. It wasn't just because he listened to metal and
That's right. I like it.
Actually, I played football and listened to metal. I was the oxymoron.
Well, you know, like I was telling Dave, man, back during high school, you know, all the metalheads were treated like shit until, you know, my band that I had back then, we got up on stage and we played, it was a mix, we combined 2 Metallica songs. We were supposed to play 1 song, but we ended up getting 2 out of it. Nobody knew because they didn't listen to metal. They didn't know what the fuck we were doing. It was like a long song to them. But we played half of Am I Evil and then jumped into Seek and Destroy. And after that, we ended up turning pretty much the whole football team into metalheads. A couple of the rappers that were up there that night got into metal. And they would actually start sampling it in their music, you know. And some of the preps, same thing. So it was kind of cool, you know. We went out there and we, you know, did what we do, man. We went up there and we were fucking heavy and we did that shit and we did it good. And they appreciated it. We got a little more respect after that. It was really cool. It was a turning point for that school.
Definitely. Yeah, football and metal go well together. Definitely good to pump you up. I always had to listen to something before I played every time. I had my own CDs and my mixtapes that I had made up when there still was, you know, everybody was listening to tapes back then still. Not too many when CDs first started, but yeah, I had lots of tapes and I made tapes for all kinds of people for different sports that weren't metalheads, but they listened to it when they lifted weights and worked out and wrestled. And so it's got its purpose even for people that don't even listen to it.
You know, you're telling me you had to listen to metal to get pumped up, so Liberace didn't do it for you, right?
Oh, I didn't have to, but I did. Playing football is a whole hell of a lot of fun. It's almost as much fun as playing on stage, but I don't need a whole lot of help to do either one, really. Well, I need a lot of help to play football now. My old fat ass ain't running around like I used to.
I hear you, man. We used to play ball, you know, in the neighborhood. Well, we didn't do it for the school team because just we thought the school sucked because of the way we were treated by the teachers, the principals, and like I said, they were run by Pentecostals. So if anything was outside their norm, it was considered, you know, oh, these guys are kids of Satan. Satan's got them by the balls, you know, and we were treated like such. You know, we were treated real shitty. So we were like, fuck school, you know, fuck that school. But when we'd play stick ball.
As soon as you start mixing religion in there, it always gets ugly.
You know, one time I was sent to the principal's office, and he was giving me a bunch of shit, of course. And there's a picture of Jesus up on the wall. Yeah. Oh, you know where this is going, right? He started giving me a bunch of shit about, you know, cutting my hair and shaving my goatee and all this. And I said, I tell you what, partner, I'll do that shit when you take that picture of Jesus down the wall. You know, separation of church and state, bitch. You need to practice it in here. I kind of got left alone a little bit after that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Now, it's getting kind of late. I want to go ahead and kind of get this, I guess, start getting it wrapped up. We're going to bullshit for a few more. Now, I want to throw you links out again. Let me get back to the page. Now, you guys are on... Of course, you guys are on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
And Facebook.com/SpeedKillHate. You also have a web page, www.speedkillhate.com.
That's it.
Do you guys still have a MySpace that's active?
Yeah, it's still on there. I don't even remember what it is. Official Speed Kill Hate. I don't even remember, dude. I haven't gone on there in so long. Might as well just do Facebook anyway, or hit us up on YouTube. There's pretty much the whole CD YouTube videos up at this point, so if you want to hear anything else Speed Kill Hate, I think everything but Brotherhood of Arms is already a YouTube vid.
Oh, right on. Now, let's see, you got also www.skhstudios.com.
Yep,
Oh, here it is.
Is there a page? I don't think there's a page on Facebook, is there? Is it there?
Yeah, I'm looking at one now. You got myspace.com/official speedkillhate.
Okay, there it is. That's what it is. Official Speak Yo Hate. Okay. I haven't done it in so long. I don't even remember my password or nothing.
I haven't looked at mine in so long either, man. I don't even know if the accounts are active. I really miss old MySpace, man. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was great, man. And then it just tried to get too much like Facebook and ruined it.
Yeah, 'cause MySpace was getting really hot. You can go in there and you can design your page and code it and do all kind of shit with it. And then when Facebook started kicking its ass, it had to turn into Facebook, and it really sucked balls.
Well, you still can. You can still go to MySpace and do the same thing, but you got to like kind of know code. Like I know code, so.
Yeah. I have to go back there and take a look at my old code to remember how to do it. It's been a while since I did any coding.
Yeah, they just changed it around a bit. They changed where you do it and how you do it.
Is it kind of like using I guess you're familiar with Angel Fire.
No, I hard code, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm a programmer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I know
and if anything else, I'll use Macromedia, but I mostly hard code.
I worked on some Angel Fire sites before, and you've got to do some coding on it. I've never done with really hard coding, but I did coding on the Angel Fire, and it was kind of similar to MySpace. It was real I guess you could say user friendly for those that don't know code. But it was fun doing all that. You felt like you were learning something.
Yeah, I hear you.
Learn? I don't want to do that. I hate learning. I don't understand. I hate anything I don't understand, and if I don't want to understand it, I hate it.
Well, guys, I want to thank you for again for coming on the show and letting us know about Speed Kill Hate, letting us know about both of you yourselves. I had a great time talking with you guys, man.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
And you're definitely part of the Brutiful family now. And when y'all do drop the new CD, definitely let us know, because I'm gonna review that one when it's fresh and put it on out there and spread the disease on that one. But I'd love to bring you guys back on for a follow-up so we can talk about it and what your plans are for the upcoming tour.
Sounds great, brother.
Right on. I'm gonna put on some more tunes. Again, this is Bullshit with Bob show right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. Thank you to all the listeners that tuned in. I haven't looked at who's all's in the chat room. Let's see. Just us. Well, thank all of us in the chat room. We do have some outside listeners, and thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it, because we have quite a few that have the player on their desktop, and they'll just click the play button and listen in while they're doing college work or whatever. And thank you guys for tuning in, man. Without y'all listeners, I really couldn't do this. I really appreciate every time you guys come in and listen to me bullshit with people. Without you, I couldn't do it. Now, if y'all would,
That's what I use, so thank you, sir.
let me slap some tunes on real quick, and I want to talk to you off air for just a second.
No problem.
Let's see. I'm gonna pop up. Let's see. We haven't heard Stains of Callous.
There you go.
Let's see. Deceiver we haven't listened to.
Yeah, Deceiver and Save the Chalice. Those are the two you didn't play.
Okay, I'm gonna play those two, and then I'm gonna slap up some other thrash. Let's see what I got up in the mix in here.
Some Exodus.
Oh yeah, I've got some Exodus. Are you guys fans of Exhorder?
Oh, yeah.
How about some Desecrator?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's a good name. I like that.
Oh, I love me some Exhorder, man. And it looks like the wife has been playing around in here and has moved the file.
Those damn wives.
Oh, I love her to death.
Yeah, but they're
Ah.
the way that is. Well,
I-
that's what they're here for. Mine just pinched me.
Here we go, Desecrator.
She's just sitting behind me in the trailer very quietly. As soon as I hang up, she's going to punch me.
How about some Cajun Hell?
That works.
That was my battle song back in the day, being that I'm a coon ass, as we call us back home. Okay, fuckers, you guys stick around. I got a couple Speed Kill Hate. I got Stains of Callous, Deceiver, Exhorter Desecrator, and Cajun Hell. And I'll be spinning tunes for quite a few more hours, so stick around, fuckers, and I'll be back shortly.